have that much brown in the room. Just for fun, I would like to give you a short piece of education. Caesarea Philippi was an area governed by Philip. And when Philip took over, he changed the name of that area and named it after the emperor Caesar, and him, Philip. So it is Caesarea Philippi, and it's about 20 miles north of the northern edge of the Sea of Galilee. That's just something to, useless information to park in your brain. This morning, we have some of the most famous questions asked that we hear, particularly those of us that show up for church every once in a while. Who do they say I am? Who do you say that I am? Instead of spending time answering those questions, I'd like to give you a new question. Who do you say that you are? If we go into the reading from Romans, we get lots of answers to that kind of a question. The first opening sentence is, I appeal to you, therefore, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to God. He's not asking us to lay ourselves down and be physical sacrifices. He's asking us to take our bodies and the talents that we are given by the grace of God to be sacrifices on God's behalf in this world. We are given grace. Through that grace, we are given talents. And the next sentence is, do not be conformed to this world. This is an unstable, kind of crazy world right now. And what our calling is to get out there in God's name and do the things that we believe we're called to do. To use the talents that we are given by God's grace. I can look around this room, knowing most of you as I know you even just a little bit, and see the very talents that you are given, that you have used in the past, in some place where they might have even paid you. But now you have talents to use in this kingdom. What do you think that you are? And what, in this time of retirement or near retirement, or even for those young folks back there that are a long way away from retirement yet. But we could start in the back of the room with those with musical talents that touch us here on Sundays, but also touch the world around us. We have pharmacists, attorneys, engineers, artists, people that love to play with liturgy even when they don't feel well. We have those that work on cars. But with all those talents, we need to take the energy that we have and give it as a sacrifice for the world around us. Francis would say that we need to live the gospel. In living the gospel, We take the things that we hear in the Gospels and put them on our shoulder and just take them out in the world. You know, and one of my favorite things is that sometimes maybe my talent is just to smile at the checker at Safeway. Because that's one of those jobs that, I'm sorry, I just don't know how they do it. Day after day, and people fuss at them and people go. But we have sewers. We have people that make quilts so that somebody else can feel that love of Christ around them. We have so many different talents. Think about yourself. What talents do you have that can be a sacrifice of your time, but that you're going to touch somebody else? We have people that educate and work with the kids at the middle school. And I am sure that there are children that have been touched by that tutoring that will have better lives in the future. We have people that are caregivers for others. We have nurses. I know we have several worn out old nurses around here. And I'll be the leader of the gang. And I know you're retired. But so am I. And so is most everybody else that works this altar. Doesn't matter. Sacrifice yourself. Sacrifice your time. Maybe it's an hour once a week. Maybe it's on Wednesday, sitting in the parish hall talking to people that don't have anybody to talk to generally and would just like to feel God's love. Come to them. Yes, it's giving up of your time. Giving up your energy. I don't see anybody in this room that looks much like a couch potato that would want to be sitting watching, what is it, Guiding Light and General Hospital or something like that all the time. So what I'm doing is asking you to reflect on the talents that you've been given. Who do you say that you are? You're a lot better judge of who you are for yourself than for the people around you. Look in the mirror. Take time to sit there and say, well, maybe you want to learn something new. So that I bet there's tutors that didn't ever tutor before. And those people are touching lives. David goes out in his workshop and makes things for us and fixes wood things for us. All of these things touch the lives of the people around us. So who do you say that you are? Maybe it's somebody that writes music for a special song. Just look at yourself and think what talents you might have. And say to yourself, can I make a sacrifice of my time to do some of those things? If you want to learn something new, grab onto somebody that's already doing it and say, I'd like to help do that, but I haven't got a clue. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm going to admonish us all to go out in this world using the talents that have been given to us by the grace of God. I'm going to share with you a little writing, except that I left it behind. mine, so. That's what you get when you have too many pieces of paper. There's a piece on Facebook that Jimmy Carter wrote. And we all know, pretty much, I think most of us know what his desires are. And he says that he is encouraged by his faith to do what he can, wherever he can, whenever he can, and with whatever talent he has, because that's the way that his faith will lead him to make a difference in the world around him.